Hello champions, welcome to F1 Legends. Today we're going to talk about how did Mercedes build a team capable to achieve a World Constructors Championship in a row. But before we start, please subscribe, leave your like and your comment down below. Now, let's begin. Mercedes-Amg Petronas F1 team. You probably know them for all the achievements and records broken. There are many key factors on how did Mercedes achieve the massive record and championships. Back at the end of the year 2009, Ross Brawn sold his team, Brawn GP, to Mercedes, and they hired him to be one of the main engineers. They signed Nico Rosberg and Michael Schumacher to be the drivers. Then, moving on to the year 2011, the FIA announced the new engine regulations for the 2014 championship. They wanted to adopt the present-day 1.6-liter V6 turbo hybrid engines, and Ross Brawn was already working as soon as they announced the regulation to be one step ahead of their rivals once again. He immediately assigned some staff to start working on the future project. Geoff Willis was leading the planning group, and James Allison said that Willis paid little or no attention to the cars racing in the 2011, 2012 and 2013 seasons, focusing only on the packaging the hybrid turbo power unit into the 2014 chassis. We can say that the main factor for Mercedes' domination was the engine. These engines were first introduced for the 2014 season. Over the years, the engine power managed to increase from 840 horsepower to 1070 horsepower. It's all because Mercedes split their turbocharger in half, putting the intake turbine and the compressor at opposite ends of the engine and connecting them with a long shaft. And to keep it in simple terms, that radical design improved the car in every way.
Their mastery of the original gear system meant it was in good shape, because the Brixworld division had been prepared to introduce the technology in-house. Battery, inverter and electric machine knowledge was known, which gave Mercedes operations and the engineering group the confidence to commit to its own turbocharger design. Cowell says it meant 99% of the key ingredients were in our hands.
The work behind all this was led by Andy Cowell, managing director of Mercedes-AMG High Performance Powertrains. And after years of development, they became the best engine. Ferrari and Renault were so far away in this department. But the development wasn't easy for Mercedes. At a company meeting on the Friday of the 2013 British Grand Prix, Mercedes admitted internally they were in trouble, Cowell recalls. In reaction, Mercedes ceased its non-essential activities and switched the end goal from winning the championship to being ready for Australia. Staff agreed to do an extra 10 hours work of a week and were redeployed to the more critical areas. Afterwards, they had reliability issues before the first race of the 2014 season, and the new engine had to be tested along all races. But it turns out that the engine was reliable and fast, helping them achieve the target of winning championships. Although the strongest part of the car was the engine, the chassis and aero of the car was absolutely efficient. Thanks to the design of the engine, the team was able to fit better the engine into the chassis, and also the engine didn't require much cooling. For this reason, the radiators were smaller, leaving more improvement into the sidepod aerodynamics. To achieve this, Mercedes had to work together as a team, so they assigned some staff to make a performance group so the rest of the departments could go in the same direction, working for one goal, winning the championship. This was a complete success. They were fast in straights and corners. The difference against their rivals was massive. The car was fast, but the drivers were faster. At the end of the 2012 season, Michael Schumacher left the team, so Niki Lauda convinced Lewis Hamilton to take seat for the 2013 season. The team strategy was to let both drivers, Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton, fight each other. It was a unique strategy because throughout history, winning teams always decide to choose one driver to be the winner or separate them by making different strategies. But Mercedes let both drivers fight because when they fight, they get the most out of the car. And in most races, that strategy worked up. But there are some races that didn't work out so well. After the complete success of the 2014 season, they keep refining that masterpiece, just making upgrades and release more horsepower of the engine. They were untouchable. Mercedes became the most successful modern F1 team. They achieved a World Constructors Championship and 7 World Drivers Championship, broke many records, and they are now a solid team in the grid. All of this thanks to the team effort, work together, and start working earlier than their rivals in a big regulation change. Well, champions, that's all for today's video. I hope you like it, give the channel a lot of support to continue growing and making better quality content. Leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel so that the YouTube algorithm help us. See you next time, have a happy day, see you later champ.